Okay, Ramblers, let's get rambling.
Hi, everybody.
Hi, Dr. Nick.
It is Some Dumb Guy here. Hello, and welcome to episode number 68 of SumDumWatch. As always, this is my weekly series chronicling what I watch from my physical media home library, as well as any theatrical viewings I attend. This episode 68 will cover the week of January 12th through January 18th. And for reference, we have Lap Kitty Buddy here hanging out. He's been very snuggly lately. Been hard to actually sit down at my desk and do any work. As soon as like 8:30 rolls around, he comes inside from the catio and he's like, "Hey, it's snuggle time." And I'm like, "Buddy, no, I love the snuggles, but I got work to do." And I'm getting up, and I'm sitting down, I'm getting up, and I'm sitting down. And he's like, "Lap, lap, lap." I'm like, "Okay, we'll do it now because I need to sit down and record this episode, and I won't be getting up for a little while." So here he is, and he's a happy boy, and he's purring, and he's got happy feet, and he's very warm. He's a little bit happy. We're gonna hope again for a glitch-free episode, audio, visual, everything else, because I've been having a run of bad luck in either my recordings, my editings, or ultimately in my uploads. Some kind of stupid silliness where things go silent for a while, and then out of nowhere I've got different audio tracks somehow on top of each other, so I'm talking twice at the same time. And then just as I was hopeful that I could get through this without a problem, I realized like 15 or so minutes into talking that I'm just even worse than usual, rambling up a storm, and I don't even know what the heck I'm saying. So incohesive just meanderings about things that don't need to be discussed because there's too much detail. I don't have a lot to share, but by the way I was talking, I sure seemed like I did. So I'm like, you know what? Cut, scratch. We're just going to toss that in the trash, and we're going to start this thing all over again. This episode, or this past week rather, is filled with some film. I mean, it's all nothing new, but it's the stuff that I haven't seen in a good number of years. So some long-term revisits, mostly. And we started out things with my homemade 2-pack. And we have here, I started with Get Shorty, 1995, starring John Travolta, Gene Hackman, Rene Russo, wow, yum yum, and Danny DeVito. And we also have Delroy Lindo, James Gandolfini. Fun movie. It's from 95, so I didn't see it originally when it was new. I saw it some years later, liked it. I'm not sure if I'd ever seen it a second time before the other night. But I like this one. It's got a lot of character, got a lot of charm, and it's fun. Now, when I finished it, I'm lying in bed, late, not quite ready to fall asleep yet. I'm like, okay, well, what am I going to do? I can get up and get another movie, but I might spend 45 minutes looking for something that would meet my criteria that, one, I've seen before, two, it's not overly engaging, and something I can just put on, watch it until I fall asleep. So I'm not watching anything new in bed. I don't want to do that because I will pass out. I won't retain a whole lot. I'll be in and out constantly. So I need to retread familiar ground. So I'm like, okay, so I'm not going to waste half the movie watching time trying to pick something out. So I'm like, well, I've already got this. So I watch this every 2 years or so. This is Broken Arrow, John Travolta, Christian Slater, also 1995. So same year, also with Delroy Lindo. Interestingly, Delroy Lindo's character is killed in both movies. And this reunites Christian Slater with Samantha Mathis, whom he was his romantic lead in Pump Up the Volume. They got really great chemistry, and she's absolutely adorable. Need to look at her filmography because off the top of my head, I'm not aware of beyond those 2 movies anything else she's ever done. But she's fun. It's a guilty pleasure movie. It's not good. It's not well written. It's not well made. It's flashy, but the plot is nonsensical, and there's a whole lot of incohesiveness and things like that. In my ramblings, in my previous attempt to record this, I was talking maybe I'll do a dedicated walkthrough of this film at some point because of all its sillinesses and lack of internal consistency and lack of consequence for things that should have been unintentional that weren't. And without again going on a huge tangent, it's impossible to describe why. So that movie, Mr. John Woo, deserves a little bit of focused attention someday, as does this next one in a sense. Now I just realized when I was watching this the other night that this is a Richard Donner film, which is bizarre because it's incredibly surface level, from plot to characters, everything. It's not memorable, it's not deep, and it's not impactful. It's also not deep impact. Oh, he's there, buddy. Hey, buddy almost slid between my legs and fell down. Hey, don't fall down, buddy. Huh? You were falling asleep, weren't you? This is an adaptation from a Michael Crichton novel, which I have read. Tagline is, they had to travel into the past to save the future, which is absolutely untrue. Their traveling to the past had very little impact on the future overall, which there's some, again, internal inconsistencies, conflicts, paradoxes, whatever you want to call it, in this story that need to be discussed. Probably didn't realize it as they were writing it. This one's from 2003, which is weird to me because let's present first because we're talking about it without it being there. Timeline, right? So what we have for timeline here, we've got Paul Walker post Fast and the Furious 1, possibly 2. So we have Paul Walker post Fast and the Furious, possibly Too Fast, Too Furious, and yet by all indications when watching this, he feels several years younger. Now we have Francis O'Connor, we have Gerard Butler, we have Billy Connolly, we have other recognizable faces and names who I don't know off the top of my head without looking them up. They're not listed at all in here, which is a shame. It's been 22, 20, well, close to when this movie came out, ultimately. Let's just say 24, 25 years since I read the novel, and it was definitely before the movie came out, or at least before I saw it. I remember that being pretty decent. And while Timeline is watchable, it's not memorable. It has nothing but surface level what? Platitudes, I guess might be an appropriate word. It tells a story. It doesn't particularly work, but it tells a story. And I think I had that same impression the last time I watched it, which is why I didn't have it in my library until recently. I just felt for some reason I needed to give it another try. I don't know why. I think I have the same problems with it now that I did then. The story that ultimately doesn't work. And it needs discussion. Which leads us to the end, because here we are again. And I need to add another TV show into my rotation here because we're rerunning from a year ago, and I don't like doing that. And there's no value in reruns. So yes, I am rewatching Star Trek Enterprise, or Enterprise as it was known in its first 2 seasons. You know, about like 9 episodes in or so. Love the show. I'm introducing somebody to it who's never seen before, wanted to watch it. I'm like, okay, let's do it. But I need some new ground TV to watch too, so I'm going to figure out something else to try to get into. But I'm really feeling the pinch of not having my living room TV set up and restricting myself to what I can watch and when. It's irritating, and it's not great for channel content. Oh, excuse me. Bump the tripod. So I don't have a whole lot to share. We're stopping it there. What do you think? Have you seen any of these? You like any of these? Don't like any of these? Have any comments about these? What have you watched from your own personal libraries? Did you make it to the theater this past week? Did you see anything good, bad, or ugly? Word box, let us know. Let's discuss. Look, there's a kitty here, but he has arisen. Until next time, I thank you all for He's so silly. I thank you all for being here, for joining me on my next I thank you all for joining me in this video. It's like little Jaws fin on the screen. He's looking at me like I'm nuts. I don't blame him. I'll see you next time. Thank you, everybody. I'm going to make like a treat and get out of here.
Alan.